15-minute lead.
Ta-da.
Yeah, I know. We got to.
Ta-da.
Da.
Oh, my God.
I know, man.
Just when you thought, like, because I think it was Bam who said after the Cleveland loss, can't get any worse than this. It did.
What's
now
worse?
Now starting to get it at home.
Here, what's worse? That they're losing or that they're blowing the big leads?
Blowing the big leads.
It's the blowing the big leads. Like, if the game was close the whole game and they just weren't playing well.
Right.
But when you have you have to be able to close games. Okay? You have to, because when it gets to crunch time or when you get to, the playoffs and you get a lead like that, you need to just knock the team out and have them just.
Jimmy Butler puked all over himself. He had 3 straight possessions, 3 straight turnovers.
Yeah.
He was so bad yesterday.
Can we chalk this up to soon as everybody gets back and they have a more definitive role?
Well, I tried offering that up yesterday to some guys and they weren't biting, and I don't know if that's just heat. Like, they don't like taking excuses. It's
not an excuse, though.
No, I know, but that, them. They're like, we have enough. I don't think they do. And I got to be honest with you, man. Like, it's one of these things where, we read those numbers about Tyler Herro yesterday with Barry Jackson and seeing how important he is in those late-game situations, the way he's able to create his own space. I think they really miss him. I think that they've kind of taken a bomb to this entire team that was built on cohesion and chemistry. Everybody liked each other. Bam in their locker room yesterday was talking about the lack of fun there is. There's nobody on this team that's more fun than Tyler Herro. That dude gets the crowd pumped. He gets the biggest pop in the building. Everybody loves him. Bah, do the thing with me, man. Bah.
No.
Come on, bah. No. He's not there. Myers Leonard, fun guy, big voice. Everybody likes hearing him. He's not there. They've added these 2 guys in Jay Crowder and Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala, he's like, they are oiling up the Tin Man. Like, it feels like they're shaking off the rust every time he goes out there. And he made a couple of big baskets yesterday, but he's not giving you much. Jay Crowder turned back into Jay Crowder from shooting yesterday. So yeah, I do think that has a lot to do with it. Not only that they're bringing in new guys who they expect to have big roles, but also I think they've lost a big piece, a bigger piece than we give it credit for in Tyler Herro. And especially when you hear a guy like Bam say, "We're not having fun. We don't have that type of love for the game that we had." I think not having Herro is a big reason for that. Here's Bam.
I don't know. It's just it becomes like this 4-minute stretch where it's going good, and it's this 4-minute stretch, 5-minute stretch where it's just stagnant. I mean, it comes in weird times, and we're trying to play a whole game of fun basketball. Do the things we're supposed to do, build the habits we had in training camp, and have fun.
And they're not.
Let's first of all, losing is not fun.
Yep.
If you're a competitor, so that plays a role into it. But here's what you have to do: when you hit those ruts and you get into situations where things aren't like they just look like they never played basketball together,
right?
Then you have to revert to the things that you have done well. So sharing the basketball. You don't need a guy out there to just go get a bucket. Although we say, hey, we like Jimmy Butler because if we need a bucket, you can go get a bucket. But that's what digs a deeper hole. And you have to just reset, move the ball, get good shots. Okay? Now, one of the reasons why Tyler is missed is because you not only need a guy who can get his own shot, but you need a guy who can make it.
Yeah, and honestly, man, look, that dude's not afraid of the moment,
right? And when you have a guy like that on your team, I'm gonna tell you, everybody has confident guy on their team. I had it when I was in at every level of football, but confident guy got to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at like Jimmy Butler, you look at these guys are confident, but he's not confident all the time. It's not. like he gets in runs where he ain't shooting it well. Like Tyler, like you telling me when that guy gets the ball and they say go get a bucket, like you have no doubt that okay, if it's not going in, it's gonna be damn close.
Oh, and he just gets the biggest pop in the building too. He really does. And look, Jimmy was bad yesterday, and I couldn't help but think during the game, he to me looked like a guy. I don't want to say
stuff on his mind.
Yeah, he didn't look rusty. Like people, people are like, oh,
rusty,
was he rusty? I'm like, he just didn't look like he was locked in.
Your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town.
Felt like it, yeah. And it was one of those things where like the only thing, the only points he could get going yesterday was when he threw his neck at the free throw line, neck at the rim, so he could get to the free throw line. The end of that stretch was as disastrous as it gets. This was him after the game. I mean, he was hard on himself. I mean, as accountable as it gets, but it was brief. You could also tell, like, the last thing he wanted to do was talk to anybody about that game. He wanted to get out of there, but he's a pro's pro and did his thing and got the hell out of there.
Yeah, I'm not concerned. I'm not frustrated, man. I think that we know what we got to do to get stops in the end. It damn sure helps if I don't turn the ball over 3 straight times. But that's me, and I got to be better. If that doesn't happen and we get up shots on those possessions, then we come out with a dub easy.
The defense are doing a lot of things right to get leads. It's just, is it a focused concentration?
Turnovers late. That's what it is. When we don't get shots up and they're getting back in transition, man, and getting layups and fouls and open threes, we're a really good team whenever our defense is set. But whenever we're backpedaling, they got numbers on us. It's not pretty.
You know, for a couple days, just feeling rust out there, just not being able to get into a rhythm?
I'm a hooper, man. I'll figure out what I need to figure out. My job is to help us win, and I haven't done that in I don't know how long.
Perfect. No team wants to go through something like this, but in a weird way, do you have to go through adversity?
No, you don't have to lose. I don't think anybody wants to lose. We can fix it, we will fix it. But the time is now, starting with, I don't know who we got next, Dallas, I think. We said we wanted to start it tonight. It didn't happen. Better late than never.
So that's Jimmy after the game. Obviously, taking a lot of ownership in the loss.
You know what? It's unfortunate that they're in this rut, and there's a lot of things that contribute to it. But one of the things you could say about Tyler Herro is that he is one of those players that injects life into a team when he comes into a game, and so you're missing that.
There's like to your point about bringing in the new guys, it is a little bit different to talk about. You had a team, right, that was overperforming. I think in a lot of people's eyes, right? And
sure.
I'm a guy. I believe this is what you want. I feel like it felt like that chemistry was so good on that team, like things were just clicking on, so great. And I know winning helps with that.
But look,
I really thought that it was a thing. And there's a couple things. James Johnson. I didn't think he was as fantastic on the floor, but James Johnson's a beloved teammate. Mm-hmm. And he's the guy who invented Baby Goat, and I think that those guys like being around him. Justice Winslow and Bam, best of friends. So you take those two guys out, they're gone. Tyler Herro, like you said, injecting a lot of life, big onions late in game, he's gone. You take a guy like Myers Leonard, one of their best communicators on defense, even though, we know that he's had some struggles at sometimes being a guy who you could keep on the floor. Even still, he's a big communicator for the team. He's a big guy as far as morale is concerned, and he's gone. And then you infuse two guys in Jay Crowder, who I really don't have any complaints with. I think he's done a pretty damn good job, but they're still learning each other. And you're going to him late in games, and you weren't going to him late in games or early on in the year. And then you have Andre Iguodala, who, look, this guy's come from a championship team for the last 5 years. Now he's on the midst of this team They're trying to really bring him along slowly. He has made like no impact. You look at the box score every single game, believe what you want or not in plus minus. It seems like he has the worst plus minus every single time you look at the box score.
Right.
So whatever's happening, it doesn't seem like it's ending in positive results for Miami, even with him having a couple nice shots for Miami yesterday. It felt like the only impact he's had as a Heat player thus far. Since I think they've made the trades, they're 2-7. So
yeah, but that also cool. That also with the injuries. So
right, and that's another thing. Jimmy's been in and out, and so not only have you had a team that I think chemistry has helped a lot with them. Key guys are missing, but your best players also missed half of those games. This is just had the makings for a big stretch. Now, some people are going to wonder: is this were the Heat a little bit of fool's gold? I don't think so, because I think that a lot of the guys who have been main players for this team, Jimmy, Goran, those guys have been good players for a long time. Bam, we saw that steady rise last year. He's had a growing role and has had a fantastic season. Kendrick Nunn seems like he's bouncing back again. He had another good game yesterday, which has been a big theme for him. Every struggle he's had, he's bounced back nicely. Mm-hmm. But I do think that all of these changes and all this inconsistency for a team that when you don't have a lot of talent or as much talent as the other teams, I think you need to be all on the same page. And this is a team that is nowhere. I don't even think they're on the same book.
Well, and part of that is you have a combination of things, right? You got the injuries, and keep in mind when you're limited at certain positions. Okay, Myers Leonard, say what you want, he is the big. Yeah. Not a big. He's the Heat's big. So you take them out, a lot of times they just look tiny out there.
Right. And it takes pressure off Bam.
Right. And now you're asking Bam to step a little bit out of his growth because now he's in the paint. Mm-hmm. And so you add that together with, okay, when they made these trades, they probably had a plan for each of these guys. Mm-hmm. And that was scrapped with the injuries right away.
Yep.
So you don't even know how you're going to use Andre Iguodala and Jay Crowder. Right. You don't even really, you know what they can do, but as far as groupings or how you're going to sub them in or how you're going to play them, hell, Jay's been starting. You weren't planning that.
Nah, definitely not.
So, I would, and I will say this. Because I say, guys say, excuse machine is playing. There's no excuse.
Well, who's making excuses?
We're not giving
We're trying to find reasons for them losing.
We did start the show by saying,
let me ask that guy. What do you want me to say? Guys, guess what? Truth has happened all along. Those first 60 games, complete bullcrap. They've been exposed. That's what that guy wants? No, let's explain for a team that was at one point the second seed in the East why the hell they're teetering on 6 right now.
Follow-up text.
Oh.
Robbie.
What?
Is this the Heat Homer Hour?
Well, I mean,
look, here. Let me explain something to you.
We'll take it right. We'll continue on with it. We're up against it.
Stats. I got stats next.
Robbie has stats coming up next.
McLaughlin up top. McLaughlin, high right side. Going to drive in. McLaughlin goes up. Layup. Got it to go with 8.5 left. That is way too easy. The Heat lose to one of the worst teams in the NBA, losing to Atlanta, losing to Cleveland, now losing to Minnesota, 3 of the worst teams record-wise. The final score, Minnesota 129, Miami 126.
We don't have time. That's the thing. We don't have time. Time is right now. And we need to figure out those stuff between each other, how we're going to play better as a team. And I don't know how many games is left, 25 or something like that. So, we need to figure out before playoffs. So.
I don't know. It's just it becomes like this 4-minute stretch where it's going good, and it's this 4-minute stretch, 5-minute stretch where it's just stagnant. I mean, it comes in weird times, and we're trying to play a whole game of fun basketball. Do the things we're supposed to do, build the habits we had in training camp, and have fun.
I mean, why are you breaking my heart, Robbie? Well, why are you doing that? I got to hear Sad Gogi on the music. It makes it so much worse. Bad enough I got Sad Gore on last night in front of my face. Now you got to add a soundtrack to it? There's nothing that makes me more upset than Sad Goran Dragic.
Same guy. Ready for the next text?
Sure.
Robbie, get Tobin to change the team name from Miami Heat to Miami Flaming Frauds.
Now, does he want like little fireballs on the font? Flaming Frauds? Is that what he wants? Bad. Look. Hey, it doesn't get worse.
Same guy.
Oh,
there's more.
Jesus.
Tobin, you know what I want? I want professional journalist Tobin, not Heat Homer Tobin.
I don't understand how I'm being a homer. I'm trying to explain why I think this is happening. You guys want
your impressions of the South
I don't understand. What is it?
Robbie's not helping.
I'm like, I don't know what you guys want. Journalists, I'm in the locker room asking them, what the hell? Like, what do you think is happening here? Goran Dragic, I'm asking him, hey, do you think this is a thing of lack of cohesion? He goes, we don't have time for cohesion. Listen, we need to go out there. We need to play basketball. Son of bastard. I take you out.
We don't have time. That's the thing. We don't have
No,
time.
the
Time is right now.
music.
And we need to figure out those stuff between each other, how we're going to play better.
We need Gogi yelling.
Makes me so...
I don't know how many games he's left, 25 or something like that. So, we need to figure out before playoffs. So.
I don't like you. Please stop playing Goran Dragic with sad music, okay? I don't want to hear that anymore. I love him. I don't want to hear his adorable little Slovenian accent on a soundtrack to... What is that music even from?
Young and the Restless.
I hate it.
Or Mary J. Blige.
You were right the first time.
Huh?
You were right the first time.
No, but Mary J. Blige also sampled it. Hey.
Like there's people are like, oh, you're not being like. I'm asking Jimmy Butler what the hell last night. Like what? Like, hey man, is this you just being bad or is this you being rusty? And he's telling you, I haven't been good for a while. That's about as accountable as you can get from these guys. If Jimmy Butler says, yeah, I stunk and I've been stinking, what do you want me to say? If you want me to see this again, you guys don't want me to be. You don't want me to be a professional. You want me to go into his face and be like, "That's right, you bum." That's what you want me to do. I can't win with you people. You guys either want me to do the whale calls to Spo or you want me to yell at these guys.
Hey,
do you realize I'm not supposed to do that?
There's more.
Oh my God.
Leroy and Robbie.
Whoa, why am I?
Oh no, just Robbie. Missed that one. Tobin is letting his press pass and his friendships get in the way of his professionalism.
How am I letting it get in the way of my professionalism?
And why am I being addressed on Tobin's lack of journalism?
How am I not being a journalist? I don't even know how to be a journalist. But what am I not doing that's not... I'm asking them questions.
This looks like a football rant.
I just don't even understand. How did I get dragged into the Heat being terrible right now? They've hit the cycle of terrible.
Check the history of basketball.
I mean, Hawks, Cavs, Wolves. All I need is a Knicks loss in my life, and I swear to God, I will jump right out the studio window. That's it.
Harry did that.
Hey, by the way.
No. I'm talking now. Like in this stretch, if a Knicks loss is up in the horizon, whoop, I'm out.
I would say this. There's a lot of things that aren't very secure in this building. But you ain't getting out of that window, player.
Whatever, man. I'll find a place to jump. I'll take it up to the rooftop bar. A Knicks loss on top of a Wolves, Cavs, and Hawks. Holy crap! Yeah, it doesn't get much worse than that.
That's like, and here's the most disappointing thing to me. It's not even that they're losing to bad teams, because I've always been a guy that says, "Hey man, they're pros too." Okay?
No, they're not.
But
I don't know who those Wolves are.
Hold on. Oh, relax. I know you're hot and people are giving you the needle. That's okay. But here's what is the most frustrating thing for me. That when you have a 20-point lead against a bad team, that does something out of their element and you can't fix it. That's what bothers me.
I know. Like, I kept hearing this. This was a theme of people who were like, oh, you guys are getting big leads, so you're doing something right. I'm like, huh? That's what you're focusing on? That they had a lead? They lost the lead.
Right.
Like, I don't know why that is. Why would anybody look upon that as a positive? Oh, well, we're getting leads. I suppose the thing is, we're getting leads.
I would say, why?
Cool. Hey, I don't know if you guys know this. In the 2020 NBA universe, you got a 15-point lead. Might as well be 5.
Right.
Might as well be a 5-point lead.
That's what they.
Because in 5 shots, shots they can cover it.
But if you have a 22-point lead against one of the worst franchises on planet Earth in all of sports,
without their best player,
I would expect you to, close that one out. Even if you didn't have Jimmy Butler. Then on top of that, you have the Wolves, who are also, they hadn't won a road game, Leroy, since January, I think, 5th.
Excuse me?
They have not won a road game, the Wolves, since January 5th.
So
I think they had lost, 18 of 19, Robbie?
So let me get this straight. If this were baseball, you got struck out by the slump-buster.
Yup. We are the slump-buster. We are the ugly chick at 4 a.m. We're the last Hail Mary right now.
No, you can't do that.
Nope, we are.
Because a month ago you were on the runway.
We ate, I know. We ate ourselves off the runway.
Not that fast. You can't do it that fast. See, here's what look. All this is terrible. They're playing horribly. But it's a mere stretch in the season.
Look at all those L's in a row, bro.
Oof.
Look at it. 1, 2,
Who's
3,
that?
4. This is Minnesota. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Who did they beat? The Clippers?
They beat the Clippers without Kawhi. They beat the Clippers. What was that, Robbie? 13?
Yeah.
13.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
And
18.
1 and 18.
1 and 18 over their last 19. Now they're 2 and 18.
It looks bad, man. But
2.
Again, you know what? There's no worse than getting double-crossed by a slump-buster.
Well, I thought the Heat got to the slump buster on Wade night against the Cavs.
Apparently not.
And then they got right back into the slump.
I don't know. Me personally, I would like them to get healthy first. Because, look,
Defend the 3.
the Heat aren't a bad team, but they aren't a upper echelon team. They need to have everybody available. They need to have their whole.
They don't need everybody available against the Wolves.
They shouldn't need everybody available against the Wolves.
All right.
Or the Cavs.
They shouldn't.
All right,
But
not with 20-point leads,
But their best player also was awful at the end of that game.
I have a question. Okay? And here's just one thing that bothers me in basketball. Because there's only a handful of guys that at the end of a game, I would say, put the ball in their hands.
Right.
That guy going to get you at least a good shot. Do we feel that way about Jimmy?
Not lately.
No,
but
not.
hold on. That was his superpower last year in the playoffs.
Right.
That's what he was. You know, all this infight. No, I mean on the biggest hit, that was his power. Like going shot for shot with Kawhi. Kawhi just happened to hit a crazy shot that rolled in, that bounced around 9 times. Like that's what he was good at. But look, man, he looked like the Monster stole his powers at the end of that game yesterday. It was rough.
Yeah, somebody
Robbie,
said, "Hey, this all started when Baby Go got injured." We do. That's what
we said that.
That's what Tobin pointed out before they jumped down his throat and said the excuse machine.
No, excuse machine. I'm just saying I'm just going over the timeline. Can we go over a case? We're here trying to solve a murder, all right? The Miami Heat season has been murdered. I'm going over the evidence, all right?
How about this?
Robbie, give me some evidence. What do you have?
You want some evidence?
Look, can we just preface this by saying, I'm going to preface this by saying, the views of Robbie
sign of 4th century
have nothing to do with me or this show, because he pulls out the stats. Here we go. Go ahead.
Expert witness. What do you have for us?
The last 9 games. This is the Heat, the start of the Heat's rut.
Yep.
Last night games. Opponent 3-point percentage, 40%. That's 26th in the NBA among the course of the last 9 games. You want to know opponent 3-point attempts? Why are they shooting? They're shooting that low. They must not be getting a lot of attempts, right? Wrong. 40 attempts a game, 40.4 to be exact. That's 29th in the NBA in the last 9 games as far as 3-point attempts allowed per game. And as far as makes, you got to make them though, right? I mean, maybe they're not making them all. Well, 40%. You do the math. They're allowing 16 3-pointers made a game in the last 9 games. That is dead last by a long shot.
Damn.
Okay, but
I can't even cross-examine that.
no.
The last game
here,
effective field goal percentage.
Go ahead, Robbie.
The last game against the Timberwolves, the Timberwolves shot 61% effective field goal percentage. For those of you that don't know what effective field goal percentage is, that takes into account the 3-point shot being worth more than it doesn't.
And free throws.
It does not. That's not. No free throws counted.
Oh,
that's
sorry.
true shooting percentage.
I'm thinking of true shooting percentage.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm very distressed right now. Okay, I can't be on the stand right now.
And for the season,
I need recess, Your Honor.
And for the season, the Heat were at one point in the top 10 at effective field goal percentage allowed. They have fallen all the way to 13th now after this 9-game stretch.
Question, because a lot of people are saying, the Heat record is such because of the trade, or it all happened with the trade, and I would say no, that's when the guys got hurt at the same time.
I think it's both. But I think it's both.
But I think more importantly, you had a couple of key guys get hurt, not that you added 2 players.
And one more stat.
I think they both coincide. I think that
they do.
I really believe that this was a team that, yes, they had talent. They have Jimmy. He's an all-star. They had Bam. He arose into an all-star. But they also are relying on 3 rookies, essentially. I mean, 2 rookies and a second-year player, 2 undrafted guys. Like, these are guys playing out of their minds right now. And when you take a little tick off of that, you need everybody playing on the same page, and you take a bomb to that. You take out a starter, a main role, your main scorer off the bench, and your main clutch scorer, as has been revealed in the Miami Herald, in Tyler Herro. Then you take out 2 guys in the locker room who a lot of people liked, especially Bam losing his best friend in Justice Winslow, James Johnson, who invented the baby goat thing, and then you install Andre Iguodala, who was holding out for more money, has been on the golf course, hasn't played basketball since the finals, and Jay Crowder, who I don't have a lot of complaints about Jay Crowder, but look, you're still throwing him in the mix here with a lot of guys he hasn't played with. Yeah, I think that for the team that was ultimately put together better than any other team and playing together better than any other team, you've taken a Molotov cocktail to that, and we are. We're back after this.